From the Tarble Arena in Kenosha, Wisconsin, on the campus of Carthage College, it's exciting Division III basketball tonight as the Redmen take on North Park, the conference home opener from the Tarble Arena. Good evening, everyone, and welcome into our broadcast. John Weiser with you. Glad you're along tonight for this one. The 1-4 North Park Vikings taking on the 4-2 Carthage Redmen, and the Redmen picking up a big win on the road Saturday at Illinois Wesleyan, place that has not been very friendly to Redmen teams in the past. That's their third win down there in the last 22 outings. And they picked up a 74-72 victory, holding back Illinois Wesleyan, who got the final shot as Brady Rose got up a shot with less than 1 second left that rimmed out as time expired. Brad Cruz with 20 points, a season best for Brad. Jordan Thomas chipped in 16, Brad Perry 11, including 6 rebounds. And that was the big story for the Redmen, winning the rebounding battle in that ball game and defensively shutting down Illinois Wesleyan, a team averaging 94 points per game, held them 22 under their season average. Held them to 43% field goal percentage and just 28% shooting the three. And Zach Knobloch, who came into that ball game with 15 points per game off the bench, held to just 2 points on 1 for 2 shooting and 2 rebounds. So the defensive effort spot on in that victory over Illinois Wesleyan on Saturday. And as we mentioned, Jordan Thomas over his last 3 ball games for the Redmen, averaging 22 points per game. He's shooting 55% from the field and averaging 6 rebounds. Brad Cruz over the last 4 ball games also red hot, 16 point and 5 rebounds against Illinois Wesleyan, 20 points and 10 rebounds in that victory over Wesleyan on Saturday. Brad Perry continues to provide his consistent play at 11 points and 6 rebounds against I should say against Illinois Wesleyan, and 14.7 boards in the win over down in St. Louis. And without Keenan Baltimore, who's about a month away from returning to action, Baltimore, who underwent a thumb surgery procedure last week, is expected to return in time for conference games in January. So it's been Derek Mason coming off the bench. He's provided a touch there as well. 18 minutes per game, 11 points, 3 assists over his last 4 outings. The Redmen averaging about 73 from the field and shooting 45%. They're hitting 34% behind the 3. And what's encouraging is that offensive rebounds per game going up. They're at 9 per game, averaging 35 per contest total, but the offensive boards, that total continues to come up. Meanwhile, North Park comes in at 1-4. They dropped their conference opener on Saturday to North Central at home. Matter of fact, all 5 of their ball games have been played at the North Park gym thus far this year. 88-71 the final over North Park. North Central winning that one. Connor Reardon with 26, Alex Sorensen with 22, and Erwin Henry with 18. Colin Lake continues his hot shooting of late, following up a 29-point performance in a loss to UW Oshkosh. He came in with 28 over the Cardinals on Saturday, 5 of 13 from behind the arc. Matt Zuba, his best game as a North Parker as well, 14 points on 5 of 7 from the field, including 4 of 5 from 3-point range. And that's really where the story is tonight, as this North Park team has struggled to try and find some consistent offense. They're only hitting 39% from the field, 31 from behind the arc, and averaging about 65 points per game. They're also getting out-rebounded per contest by 6. And all of that really has to do with the fact that they're last year's most outstanding player in the CCIW, Jordan Robinson, not in the lineup, elected not to return to school this year. So with his absence and the graduation loss of Jawan Henry and TJ Cobbs, the Vikings are looking to replace exactly half of its scoring and 1/3 of its rebounding totals from a year ago. As we mentioned, Colin Lake has carried the Vikings sword so far this year. The 5'7" senior is second in the conference in scoring through 5 games, averaging 21 points per game, and is making almost 4 triples per contest. He's coming off of 2 outstanding games, as I mentioned, against UW Oshkosh and North Central, 29 and 28 respectively. And in 37 minutes against Oshkosh, 29 points, 4 of 9 from 3, and chipped in 5 steals in that loss to Oshkosh. So really the key here tonight is to contain Colin Lake. You can't let him roam the floor. He can shoot the ball from deep, handles the ball very well. He's playing with a lot of confidence right now, And again, you need to make him work on both ends of the floor tonight. The other interesting player might be Matt Zuba, the 6'6 freshman. He's averaging 10 points and 5 rebounds per contest, and a good space-the-floor type shooter. Shoots with a really quick release and will post up occasionally, but you need to keep him off the boards tonight. That will be the key tonight for the Redmen as well. Carthage and North Park tonight from the beautiful Tarble Arena. Redmen won both games last year, including a double overtime thriller right here on the Tarble Arena floor. When we come back, we'll visit with head coach Bosko Jurkovic. We'll get his thoughts on tonight's ball game as our pregame continues from Carthage right after this on AM 1050 WLIP. This will be a 1 minute, Jimmy. Welcome aboard. Welcome back to the Tarble Arena, everyone, as we get set for Redmen basketball tonight. Carthage hosting North Park, joined now by Redmen coach Bosko Jurkovic. And Bosko, looking back on Saturday's game, been with this program 16, 17 years now, and that had to have been one of your top 3 coaching best coaching job ever in preparing and in execution in the win over Illinois Wesleyan.
We've been pretty good at that all year long. A lot of that goes on Steve. Steve does most of the videotape preparation. That's the biggest change, John, between now and 15 years ago, even 10 years ago. All of this stuff is accessible. We all belong to this organization, Synergy. You can follow along every night for everybody who plays. Really makes things not easier. It just presents a different challenge. We've done, I think, a nice job with that. And we've got a very experienced group of players, take very well to the adjustments that we make, and so far so good during the course of the year.
Again, just to put a bow on this, that's a team, Wesleyan, averaging over 94 points a game. You held them under 80 in that contest. Defensively was spot on.
Did a good job of preventing the three-point basket. They were averaging over 12 a game. They made 7, but they attempted 25 to get it. So we did a very good job of reading keys, making their life difficult on the offensive end, and made just enough baskets on our offensive end to survive.
One of those players that has made just enough over the last couple of ball games has been Jordan Thomas. I'm looking at his numbers over the last 3 or 4 games, 22-point average, 55% from the field, 6 rebounds, and had 16 points and 8 boards Saturday night against Wesleyan.
It's the 6 rebounds that just sticks out like a sore thumb. He's a 5'11 guard who probably averaged 2.5, 3 rebounds a game last year. And I bet you he's led us twice out of the 6 games and been close a couple other times. Not only is he scoring the ball at a good percentage, he's a good defender, now he's going to the boards. Big help for us.
Big help off the bench by Derek Mason the last couple of games, too. 18 minutes, averaging the last 4 games off the bench, 11 points, 3 assists.
3 assists is nice. Derek is somewhat instant offense. He cuts better than anybody in our building, and he plays very good on-ball defense. So he's been an integral part from the first day, and now that he's getting more and more comfortable, he's scoring the ball at a high percentage, and he's starting to share the ball nicely, and a big part of what we do is Derek.
He's done a great job, and again, in the absence of Keenan Baltimore, who's probably out till early January.
So all the guests right now, he had a procedure done on his thumb last week. He's got a hard cast on now, goes on the 12th to get that changed. Doctor was optimistic, but again, I think early January would be about the best we could hope.
So you come into this ball game 1-0 in the conference, and you've got 2 home games this week. You got this one tonight, Augustana on Saturday. Let's talk about North Park tonight, a 1-4 team. They've scuffled it. They've kicked it around a little bit here, and they're searching for some offense.
Interesting basketball team. If you watch them on tape, you're very impressed. Colin Lake has become one of the go-to guys in this league after 3 years being the third banana behind Jordan Robinson, and Henry. Now it's his turn, and he has done a really good job, averaging over 21 points a game. Very quick with the ball, can shoot the ball very deep. Excellent basketball player. Their games are tricky to read. They were down 4 to North Central Saturday night with 9 minutes to go, ended up losing 15. They were tied with Oshkosh, top 10 in the country, Oshkosh. Both games at home. At halftime, ended up losing by 15. Beat the University of Chicago. So they've got some games that would scare the heck out of you, and yet I think we should understand that they're not quite what they've been the last couple of years.
Yeah, in the absence of Robinson, who was expected to come back, did not re-enroll in the school and left the school, so that left them kind of without that offensive punch to complement what Lake has done.
Not just offensive punch, rebounding punch. He was the player of the year in the league for a good reason. Arguably the best player in the league, and would have made a significant difference to what they were trying to get done. They're doing it now with a little bit of mix and match. They've got 3 freshmen in the rotation. Zuba, the freshman, 6'5" or so from Prospect, has done exceptionally well. Excellent three-point shooter. They've got a big freshman from McHenry, comes in off the bench, and he's an adequate player as well. So they're a dangerous team. Frankly, they're probably not a contending team this time around, but they're a very tough game every night you play.
Defensively, what does this do for your team?
Well, you have to do a good job on Lake. You can't look up and see the Lake has 35 points. If that happens, everybody else kind of drafts behind him and puts them in a position to do what they want to do. So we have to make him work hard for his shots. Hopefully we'll do that. We've had 2 pretty good days of preparation, and then it's a matter of us doing what we want to do. We want to be inside out. The other night against North Central, Sorensen and Reardon had 49 points between them.
And that's getting Brad Perry, getting him on track. He's had a couple of good games, but getting his consistency going, getting him consistently in the post.
Well, we have to find a way to get Brad more shots. Brad's numbers are staggeringly consistent. He's 10, 11 points, 5, 6 rebounds every night. I'd love to see that go up a little bit because he shoots the ball with such confidence, and he's a 60% field goal shooter, and he's a pretty good free throw shooter. So we need to get Brad more touches, a little bit of creativity to get that, because Brad, while he's an exceptional finisher and a very fine catcher, doesn't have the greatest mobility, so he can't sprint from side to side to get himself open. On us to find ways to get him the ball and get a few more looks for him, and I'd like to do that tonight.
Keys for a win tonight.
Inside out, offensively, make them work for every basket. If we defend as well as we have recently, we're in great shape tonight.
Go get them.
Thanks, Johnny.
Head basketball coach Bosko Jurkovic joining us on our pregame. Carthage getting set to take on North Park tonight from the Tarble Arena in Kenosha. We'll have the starting lineups for you when we come back on AM 1050 WLIP.
1 minute. John Weiser back with you live from the Tarble Arena as we get set for Carthage basketball tonight. Second conference game of the season. First one here at home against North Park. First meeting of the year between these two schools. Should be a nice evening of basketball. Good crowd on hand here. We even have the pep band with us tonight for the first time this year. So it should be an exciting atmosphere for exciting college basketball tonight. The 4-2 Redmen against the 1-4 North Park Vikings. Let's head down to the scorers table, get set for our national anthem tonight.
The NCAA and the CCIW thank you for your cooperation. Now please direct your attention to the American flag at the north end of the arena. It draped the coffin of Captain Frank Favre, former Carthage student who died in Vietnam in 1970. The flag is a gift to the college from his parents, and remembering Captain Favre, we pay tribute to all who have sacrificed their lives for our country, and we honor those who today put themselves in harm's way in service to America. In honoring America, please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem, performed tonight by your Carthage pep band.
Carthage Pep Band with our national anthem tonight from the Tarble Arena in Kenosha. Here are the starting lineups for the North Park Vikings, 1-4, 0-1 in CCIW play. They will start at a forward, Matt Zuba. Zuba 6'6", 210, a freshman out of Arlington Heights, Illinois. Aaron Reed will start at a guard. Reed 6'2", 160, the freshman out of Indianapolis, Indiana. Nikolai Illusion Foss will start at a guard, a freshman, 6 foot 185 from Oslo, Norway. Billy Kirby will get a start at a guard, 6'3", 190, a junior out of Libertyville, Illinois. And at the guard will be Colin Lake. Lake 5'7", 145, a senior out of Temperance, Michigan, 21 points per ball game. Head coach is Tom Slider for the North Park Vikings. And now the starting lineup for the Carthage Redmen.
Are you ready?
So the Carthage Redmen taking the floor. Thomas, Shazi, Cruz, Weiser, and Perry for the Redmen. Zuba, Lake, Reed, Kirby, and Woods for North Park tonight. The officials tonight, Jerry Scherzinger, Thad Hilliard, and Andrew Williams. North Park wearing the black jerseys, black shorts trimmed out in the navy blue numerals. Redmen in the home whites, white jerseys, white shorts, red numerals, red lettering. Perry set to jump center with Dyron Woods. Jerry Scherzinger will toss it up. And the opening tip brought down by the Redmen working it left to right here at the Tarble Arena in Kenosha. John Weiser with you. Glad you're along tonight for Carthage Redmen basketball. Man-to-man defense opening up here for North Park. Shazi to Thomas for three. Good. Top of the circle. Thomas able to knock it down in front of Aaron Reed that time. Now the Redmen with a little bit of pressure in the backcourt here. Lake with it. Gives it back to Reed. Gets it across. Into the hands of Kirby. Kirby to Woods. Back to the trailer and on the layup and in. Nice move by Aaron Reed on a nice weave through the top of the circle. The 6'2 freshman out of Indianapolis, Indiana puts North Park on the board. 3-2 Redmen here. Cruz now. Shazi for three. Out of the right corner, no good. Ball tipped into the hands of Zuba. Gets it off to Reed. Reed down the right side to Lake. Back to Reed. Up top it goes to Zuba. Around the left side to Kirby. Kirby guarded by Brad Cruz as he gets it inside to Woods. Woods had a shot partially blocked by Perry that time. Taken away by the Redmen is Kamal Shazi. Did not play last year because of concussion issues. Transferred from Concord University. Thomas again for three, right side. No. Rebound on the offensive glass by Cruz, and the stick back goes down low right. Brad Cruz, as he's done the last couple of ball games, crashing the offensive boards. 5-2 Redmond. Woods thought about it, reloaded over Shazi, kicks it back over right wing to Reed for three, knocks it down. Aaron Reed for the triple. Reed just 3 for 9 now, shooting the long distance, ties the game at 5. Cruz now to the corner, Shazi right side. Back up top, little zone action now. Little matchup. Now they break out of that, go back man-to-man. Shazi penetrates, kick out back to Weiser. 7 to shoot, back to Shazi, drives in right side, kick left side, Thomas, 3 on the way. Rattles around and down, the shooter's touch for Thomas. Thomas 2 for 3 now, outside the arc, and he has 6 of his team's 8 points. 8-5 Redmond. Getting some token pressure as they take it over the center line. Lake with it now, guarded by Shazi. Takes the dribble over to the right side in front of the Redmond bench. Right corner it goes. Zuba with it, bounce feed to Woods. Woods back out to Zuba. Working the basketball back inside. Woods got around Perry for the shot with the right hand. Nice little loop move that time on the right block by Woods. Little shoulder deke to the left, then spun to his right. And that cleared some space around Perry for the basket. 8-7, Redmond by 1. Thomas again hoists one up from the right side. That one falls short, rebound Woods. He'll clear it out to Lake. Lake down the right side, quickly picked up by Shazi. Pulls up his dribble, gives it back to Reed. Reed now bounce feed back to Wood. Now over to Lake on the penetration. Scoop shot from underneath, hit the bottom of the backboard. He caught it and then carried it out of bounds for the turnover. First turnover of the ball game. 16:45 to play here in the first. 8-7 Redmond. Shazi swings it left side to Cruz. Now inside Perry on the left block. Back and down on Woods. Gets some help. Kick out back to Cruz, around to Shazi. Inside to Thomas on the right block. Turning, going to the basket. Crawls over the rim and down. A little crier that time by Thomas. Able to knock it down, and Tom Slider has seen enough. He will take a timeout. 10-7 Redmond here early going. Redmond 4 for 7 from the floor, 2 for 3 shooting the 3 ball. Thomas with 8, Cruz with 2 for the Redmonds, 10 points. Reed with 5 on 2 of 2 shooting, including a 3-pointer. And Woods 1 for 2 on that layup around Perry. Vikings 3 for 5, 1 for 1 shooting the 3. Carthage out rebounding North Park 3-2 here early on. Coming into this game, North Park averaging 65 points per game. That is the lowest of the 9 teams in the CCIW as far as offensive output. Again, the Redmen going to try some press here in the backcourt. They're able to break it easily as Woods takes it across on the dribble, hands it back to Reed. Reed around the right side. Zuba, right corner, guarded by Weiser. Gave up the dribble, now to Woods. Now on the trailer inside, Kirby with a layup. Billy Kirby streaking in behind the play that time. Woods sitting on the right block. Flipped it to him from the free throw line and lays it in. 10-9, Redmond up by 1. Thomas now on the penetration. Scoop shot going glass, missing. Rebound Woods inside. Able to snatch that one away from Perry. Quickly to Kirby across midcourt, near side. Back to Woods, the trailer. Gives it to Lake. Colin Lake working around the Woods screen. Now drives the basket, goes high off the glass. Count it, and 1 for Colin Lake on the drive to the basket that time. A little more aggressive here for North Park following that timeout, attacking the basket. Colin Lake with his first points tonight will add 1 here at the free throw line. Toby Merrick, another fine-looking freshman out of Austin, Texas, in for Kirby for North Park. Lake's free throw up and in. And then Vikings with their first lead here, 12-10, 15 and a half minutes to go in our first half. Shazi to Cruz, inside to Perry. Perry going up strong with the right hand over Woods, and it's in. Backed him down with a little bit of a rhythm dribble and turned all in one motion with the right hand to the basket over Woods. First 2 points for Perry. We're tied at 12. Woods now top of the circle, hands to Lake. Lake working off his screen, trying to get around Perry. Got a whistle and a foul. Andrew Williams seeing something out there. Going to call it on Perry on the body. First on Perry. Second team foul on the Redmen. Non-shooting foul. North Park will inbound right of the basket. Shot clock will reset to 20 here. Give it to Zuba. Zuba trying to get it inside to Reed. Knocked away by Cruz and picked up by Perry. Second turnover of the game for North Park. Now Cruz with it, top of the circle, inside to Perry. Back out to Shazi. Over to Weiser out of the right corner and a three. That's good to see. Boy, Weiser has struggled with that three-point shot going back the last 2 ball games. Was 0 for his last 9 from behind the arc. Good to see that one go down. First points of the night for Weiser, 15-12. Woods out of control, lost the dribble. Picked up by Perry. Second straight turn by the Vikings. Now Weiser across midcourt. Weiser hands it over to Thomas, now to Shazi. Kamel Shazi out of Chicago. Played at Concord University in West Virginia. Did not play last year because of concussion issues. Fires up the three off the right wing and hits. Kamel Shazi, his first points tonight. Largest lead of the game now at 6 for the Redmen. 18-12. Reed with it now. Up top to Woods. Hands it to Lake. Colin Lake behind the arc. Picked up by Shazi. Good job defensively by the Redmen. Now screened by Woods. Lake shoots over it. Missing. Rebound off of Thomas. No, it went off of Woods, who poked it away. It'll be Redmen basketball. Matt Moore will check in now. A 6'6 freshman out of McHenry for North Park, replacing Woods. Same starting 5 out there for the Redmen. 13:40 to go here in the first half. 18-12 Carthage. Shazi lobs it down low to Cruz, backing down on the right block. Turning, going hard with the left hand and over Lake for the basket. Nice job by Brad Cruz, backing down on the paint. That's part of his game that he's started to develop more of. Attacking the basket. 20-12, largest lead now at 8 for the Redmen. An 8-0 run here for Carthage. Now inside it's Denzel Irving, and what do we got? Check that. Moore with the foul. Now the ball went out of bounds off of Moore that time. North Park will retain possession here. 7 minutes in. 8-0 run here for the Redmen. They lead by 8. 3 ball on the way. Good. Matt Moore hitting the triple. Moore now just 2 for 6. That's his second made 3 of the year. That's a deficit to 5 here. Weiser now off to Shazi, inside Perry. Perry mismatch there, banks it in. Perry working on Zuba that time. That's 6'10 against 6'6. And those 4 inches went out. 4 points now for Perry. Lake with it up top, guarded by Shazi. Sean Johnson will check in, next dead ball for the Redmen. Working into the corner, able to fake around. Kirby for 3, got Cruz off his feet, fires it in. 3 ball out of the corner for Kirby. 5 so far for Kirby. 22-18, lead down to 4. Weiser top of the circle, gives it off to Shazi for 3, got it. The lefty firing from the right wing, able to answer the 3. Redmen back up by 7. Whistle away from the ball. Shazi on a hold on Lake, trying to cut through a screen. First foul on Shazi, 3rd on the Redmen as a team, as Sean Johnson will check in, the 6'10 freshman out of Notre Dame in Chicago. He'll replace Perry. Also in, Derek Mason. D-Money, 5'10 senior out of Grays Lake. Turnover as Thomas able to get the steal, took it away from Moore that time. Gets the return pass, puts it up and in. Thomas off the right wing for a triple, timeout North Park. 11:32 to play here in this first half. And a full timeout, we'll take a 60 break as well. 28-18, Redmond by 10. Your home for Carthage basketball is AM 1050 WLIP. Redmond up 10, 28-18, an 8-0 run. Opened up a 20-12 lead. Park was able to close to within 4, but Carthage able to answer with a couple of triples. Lake for 3, off the right wing, no good. Johnson with the rebound for the Redmond. Johnson, Thomas, Mason, Weiser, and Cruz out there for Carthage. 28-18. Cruz for 3 off the right wing. That one's no good. Rebound inside. Johnson had it, couldn't corral it. Was knocked away and picked up by Moore. Moore gives it off to Reed. Now to Lake. Lake on the right wing. Rolls it inside Zuba, and we got to travel. Zuba felt the pressure of Steve Weiser on his back, was trying to back into him, and forgot to put the ball on the floor. A substitution here for North Park. Reed will exit. Coming in will be Jack Gervey. Gervey, a 6'1 junior out of Deerfield. Largest lead of the game at 10 here for Carthage. Again, zone look for the Vikings here. 2-3 zone. Work it inside to Weiser. Weiser back out to Mason, around to Thomas, top of the circle. Thomas bounce feed to Mason. He'll shoot off the dribble. Off the back rim, no. Cruz able to get in there for a rebound. Couldn't corral it. Now Weiser fighting for it on the floor. Taken away by Zuba, or by Gervey, I should say. Gets it off to Lake. To the corner to Gervey. Back to Zuba now on the left wing. Gervey up top to Reed. Reed puts it on the floor. Lost control of the dribble. Trying to come up with it is Johnson. He has it. He's tied up. Held ball. Possession arrow to North Park. A timeout. No, timeout signaled by Andrew Williams underneath. Carthage able to get the timeout. The freshman Sean Johnson with a heads-up play. He was battling for that ball on the floor, wrapped it up and called timeout before he could be tied up for the held ball. Redmond 11 of 17, 64% here in the early going. North Park 7 of 13, 53%. Carthage 6 of 9 shooting the 3. North Park 3 for 5 behind the arc. Rebounds even at 6 apiece. Carthage with 1 turn, North Park with 5. Other games tonight. Elmhurst in Decatur tonight to take on Milliken. They lead 20-13. Lady Reds in action down in Naperville tonight against North Central. Second quarter, 21-17. Lady Reds on top of the Cardinal. Jordan Vetter, the 6'7 sophomore, transfer from Indiana University South Bend, in now for the Redmen. Thomas, Mason, Vetter, Johnson, and Cruz. Thomas with it on the left wing, gets a screen from Johnson. Working on the dribble is Thomas. Middle of the floor, Vetter, reversing right side to Cruz. Cruz now on the drive, going up, hangs in the air and hits. Nice move that time by Cruz. Pretty good defense on the floor that time by Kirby. Hung with Cruz, and Cruz still able to get that one up and off the glass. Cruz with 6. Largest lead now at 12. Lake now penetrates. Teardrop, floats, and hits. Little floater off the free throw line that time for Colin Lake. He's got 5. 30-20. 9:12 to go here in the first half. Mason puts it on the floor. Crossover dribble, tried to bounce feed to Johnson, turned it over. Johnson cut to his right to the right block. Mason thought he was going to step out toward the left block where there was an opening. Malshazi back in there now for the Redmen, replacing Thomas. 30-20 Redmen, under 9 minutes to go here in our first half. Lake now working on the big man Johnson. Will shoot over Johnson and hits. Wow. Got to climb the ladder to get over Sean Johnson, and that's exactly what Colin Lake did. Beautiful shot there. Johnson going 6'10". It's that angle of entry. It's almost straight up. Johnson now double team. Back out to Vetter. Open 3 from the right side. That's no good. The rebound collected by Kirby. He'll hand it off to Lake. Redmond lead by 7 here as North Park brings it down. Lake on the penetration, floats one high off the glass, no good. Reed with the offensive board to Zuba for 3, got it. Nice job by Reed to battle inside, picked up that loose ball, found Zuba on the wing, and the lead is 4. 30-26 Carthage, 8:05 to play. Thomas for 3, that's good. Shot it up and over Lake that time. (33-26). Check that, Derek Mason with the 3 ball. First 3 of the night for Mason. Kirby now to Reed, fires it up, no, rebound Vetter. Clears it off to Shazi, he'll walk it across. Gets it to Mason on the right wing. Mason working on Lake. Puts it on the floor, drives. Dumps it back to Johnson. Johnson now on the right block, backing in. Nice move, goes with the left hand, couldn't finish. Nice move though, as he works Zuba off his spot, just unable to finish with the left hand. Underneath it goes to Reed, back out to Lake. Lake on the left wing, gets it into Kirby. Back to Lake, good defense, good recovery by the Redmen there. Now Lake shooting over Mason. That crawls off no good. Johnson able to get the board for Carthage. Under 7 minutes to play here in this first half. 33-26 Redmond. Carthage empty their last 3 possessions. Now Vetter around to Shazi. Back up top to Cruz. Cruz now on the drive. Kick out to Shazi, to Mason, back to Shazi. Now up top to Cruz. Little head and shoulder fake, little dab, now going hard. Shot blocked out of bounds. With 3 on the shot clock, it'll be Redmond possession left to the basket. Johnson will come out, get a nice hand as he returns to the bench. Brad Perry back in for the Redmen. Now Woods will check back in here for North Park. He will replace Zuba. Redmond with 3 to shoot here. Cruz puts it up at the free throw line short. Rebound pulled in by Reed. I thought he was fouled on that play, no call. Back the other way come the Vikings. Gervey gets it back into the hands of Lake. Now to Woods. Around the right side it goes to Kirby. To Reed. Ball faked and traveled himself into a turnover. Razzle-madazzle there with that ball handling move and shuffled the feet and turned it over. Redmond by 7 here with 6:10 to play. Vetter, deep 3, rolls out, no good. He's not afraid to put the ball up, folks. He's thinking shoot first every time he's getting that ball outside the arc. Kirby with it now. Deep 3 over Cruz, back rim miss, rebound to Mason. He'll bring it up now for Carthage across midcourt. Mason with 3 points, gives it off to Cruz, left wing. A whistle and a hold inside. Woods grabbing a hold of Perry that time That is, believe it or not, is the first foul committed by North Park in this first half. 14.5 minutes in, their first team foul. Steve Weiser in for Jordan Vetter. Redmond will inbound, left of the basket. They'll get it into Mason. Mason working on Reed. Takes it up top. 13 to shoot here as they get it to Weiser. Weiser around left side to Mason. Mason inside to Perry. Perry on the left block, working on Woods. Turnaround shot, draws a foul. Brad Perry backing down Woods on the left block, and then got him off his feet, leaned in, got the foul. Perry at the free throw line for Carthage. First trip to the line tonight for the Redmen. 54% at the stripe this year for Mr. Perry, and he's empty on the first attempt. Six of 12 now at the line. Perry trying to clean it up and hits the second. 1 for 2 that trip. Lead to 8, 34-26, 5:15 to play. We're in the first half here in Kenosha. At your long tonight. The coldest couple of days of the season so far. Woods, left of the free throw line, knocks it down. Dyron Woods, 6'6", 257, out of Chicago. He has 4 now, 34-28. Perry inside again, drawing a double team, now backs down on Woods, turns, shoots over Woods, came up short. That's where he's got to build better confidence, and then North Park turns it over in the back court. Reed and Moore. Little Alphonse and Gaston there. You take it, I don't want it. Turning it over in the backcourt. That's the 9th. Make that the 7th turnover now by North Park in this first half. They had 8 total against North Central the other night. Thomas for 3. That's no good. Rebound pulled down by Moore. Colin Lake at the center circle now with it for North Park. Switch off. Weiser now gives way to Shazi working on Lake. Back to Woods. Same spot, same result. Left of the free throw line. Woods back-to-back jumpers has cut the deficit to 4. 34-30. 4:05 to go here in this first half. Cruz now high on the left. Gets it to Weiser. Around the right side, Shazi. Raised up. Pulled it down. Got it to Perry. Broke away. Lays it up and in. Count it. And one more for Brad Perry. Perry lost Woods inside on a nice move from Shazi. Woods got away, but then help out trying to come over in the form of Aaron Reed. Got him across the arm. Perry lips out the free throw. 1 for 3 now at the stripe, Brad Perry. 36-30 Carthage, 3:50 to go here in this first half. Colin Lake just across center court. Got a screen from Wood. Pulls up left side. Gets it in the hands of Moore. Now back to Lake. Lake lost control of the dribble. Looking for a foul. Didn't get one. Now back to Reed. Reed on the penetration over Thomas. That one floats around and down. Heel, front, side, and in for Aaron Reed, the 6'2 freshman out of Indianapolis. 36-32. Weiser around to Shazi. Inside to Perry. Double team, back out to Cruz. Back to Perry on the right block. Backing down on Wood, turning, shooting. It was fouled, no call. Got hit across the arm as he lost control of that. They let that one go. Lake now working on the right wing, guarded by Cruz. Big possession here for North Park. They were down by as many as 12 here. Chance to cut it to 2 or less. Wood, that one is short. The rebound came right to Shazi that time. Outlets quickly to Thomas. Thomas down the backcourt. Flips it up. Almost got it to fall, but drew the foul. Jordan Thomas will head to the free throw line. Foul will go on Jason Hines. That's his first. Fourth team foul. Thomas on the line for a pair. Able to knock in the front end. Thomas, team's leading scorer at 17.5 per game. 78% from the line. Again, coming off a nice ball game against Illinois Wesleyan on Saturday. 16 points, 8 rebounds in that win over the Titans. Able to knock in the second toss. 38-32. 2.5 to go here in this first half. Lake with it down the right side. Got the screen. Shoots over the screen. Missing. Rebound inside. Poglace. Jacob Poglace just into the lineup. Able to pull that one down. Played 5 minutes in the Illinois Wesleyan game, did Poglace. And played well. Weiser for a wild three. That went off the side of the glass. Zuba with the rebound. Zuba now gets the return pass. He'll fire up the deep three. That's a back rim miss, and Shazi comes down with it. Less than 2 to go now in the first half. 38-32 Redmond. Thomas with it high on the right. Guarded by Reed. Now the reverse at left side, Poglace. To Shazi. To the Aussie, Poglace for three. Back rim miss. Rebound Lake inside. He's in traffic trying to dribble out. Gets it across midcourt. To Zuba. Zuba looking for the pass. It hit the bottom of the rim to Jelani Sankey. And that one goes out of bounds on a missed shot that time by Lake. And the pass trying to go underneath actually hit the bottom of the rim in the net. They weren't able to gather it in. Minute 20 to go here in the half. Poglace inside to Perry. Perry turns, hits, and count it. One more for Brad Perry in the post. 9 points now for Perry. Poglace with a nice lob pass inside. Little head and shoulder fake, and then drew the foul from Hines. Moore in for Hines. Perry for the and one. Cruz will come in for Weiser now. Now Perry can attempt his and one. Back rim miss, rebound inside by Zuba. 40-32 Redmond. Minute 12 to go here in the first half. Carthage 48%, both teams hitting at 48% here in the first half. Lake high on the right wing. Got a screen as he knocks Shazi down. Good screen set that time by Moore. That allowed Lake to free up. Shazi took one in the chops that time. 10 points for Lake. Halfway to his season average. Thomas now hung in the lane, had it knocked out of his hand. A 3-on-1 the other way. Lake gives it up to Reed. Reed up and in from the right side. The turnover costly there as it's a 4-point game. 40-36. About a 1 second game clock. Carthage can take it down. A little over a second left to get the shot away. Shazi with the rhythm bounce at center court. Now the crossover. Now with 6, with 5, back to Cruz. Cruz traveled with it. Back-to-back turns by the Redmen here in the final minute. Now a chance to cut it to 2 or less here on this possession for North Park. A pair of costly turnovers for the Redmen. First 2 of the half here by Carthage. Vikings will put it in the backcourt with 3.9. Lake quickly across midcourt. Trying to get around Saji, goes high off the glass, and it's no good. As time expires, the Redmen will take a 4-point lead into the locker room here at the half. 40-36, Carthage. We'll pause, take a 2-minute break. Back with our halftime numbers right after this 2-minute timeout on AM 1050 WLIP. 40-36, Carthage in front by 4. John Weiser back with you at the Tarble Arena in Kenosha. Carthage basketball on AM 1050 WLIP and WLIP.com, brought to you in part by Armored Seal Coating. For patching, crack filling, striping, or complete seal coating, go to armoredsealcoating.com. By Anastos Motors, Kenosha's premier pre-owned dealership on Green Bay Road and 45th Street, Kenosha. Luigi's Pizzeria, dine-in, take-out, and delivery available, 39th Avenue, just south of Highway 50. Triangle Flooring Furniture and Appliance Center, Highway 50 and 39th Avenue. Lou Perini's Gas and Groceries, Lynch Chevrolet of Kenosha, S.J. Crystal's Menswear, and by Mason's Eatery and Pub on Highway 50 just west of Green Bay Road. Don't be a chain eater, eat at Mason's. By Dave's American Discount Muffler, honest and dependable service on Sheridan Road, Kenosha. By Something Different on 6th Avenue in downtown Kenosha. Wingstop on Highway 50, they are the wing experts. Coliseum Games, Southeastern Wisconsin's premier game store on 60th Avenue and 75th Street in Kenosha. By Kenosha Nissan, you can check them out online at kenoshanissan.com. And by Ruffalo's 2 Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 45th Street just west of 39th Avenue. Redmond got a 10-0 run early to open up a 20-12 advantage, wanting to see North Park go on an 8-0 run themselves to trim it to 4 at 30-26. Carthage maintained the lead throughout this first half, led by as many as 12. North Park could only cut it to 4 a couple of times here in the second part of this first half. A Matt Zuba three-pointer made it 30-26. They got to within 4 again at 36-32 on an Aaron Reed jumper, and then also cut it to 4 late, an Aaron Reed layup off of a pair of Carthage turnovers to end that first half. 40-36 your score here at the break. Numbers in that first half for the Redmen: they shoot 46%, 15 of 32, 7 of 15 from three-point range, and 3 of 6 from the line. Meanwhile, for North Park, they go 50%, 15 of 30, and 5 of 13 behind the arc. Individually for the Redmen in that first half, Jordan Thomas with 13 points. Thomas 4 of 9 from the field, including 3 three-pointers. He had 13 to lead all scorers. 9 for Brad Perry. Perry 4 of 6 from the floor and 1 of 4 from the line. 6 points for Brad Cruz, 3 of 6 from the field for Cruz. 6 for Kamal Shazi. Shazi 2 for 3, both of those three-pointers. Derek Mason chipped in 3. 3 for Steve Leiser. Jacob Poglis, Sean Johnson, and Jordan Vetterplay did not score for the Redmen in that first half. For North Park in that first half, it was Colin Lake with 10. Lake 4 of 11, including a three-pointer, halfway to his season average of 21. 9 for Aaron Reed, 5 for Billy Kirby, 6 for Dyron Woods, a pair of jumpers off the left of the free throw line, his scoring repertoire tonight. Matt Zuba with 3, and Matt Moore with 3. Toby Merrick, Jack Gervey, Jason Hines, and Jelani Sankey Play did not score for North Park. North Park owned the boards in that first half, out-rebounding the Redmen 20-14. Carthage with just 2 offensive rebounds so far, one of those by Brad Cruz early in the game. League rebounder for the Redmen in that first half was a pair of players, actually 3 players, Johnson, Shazi, and Cruz, each with 2. League rebounder for the Vikings was Matt Moore with 5, Zuba with 4. Turnovers, Redmen with just 2, the 2 in the final minute that led to baskets for North Park. Meanwhile, for North Park, they turned it over 7 times in that first half. Carthage getting 4 steals and 2 blocks. Perry with both of those blocks. And for North Park, they get 2 blocks, both by Matt Moore. And Carthage forcing those 7 turns, getting 11 points off of those 7 turnovers. Second chance points, North Park 6-2 scoring advantage. Bench scoring even at 3. Largest lead for Carthage was 12. That with 9 minutes to go in the first half. North Park had just 1 lead in this ball game. That was 2 very early on, 4 minutes in. And the Redmen lead here at the half by a score of 40-36. Down in Naperville tonight, the Lady Reds and the Cardinals battling it out. And it's the Lady Reds with a 40-34 advantage here at the break. In that ball game, for the Lady Reds, it was Rachel Zedlowski with 9 and Autumn Kalis with 8 in that contest. On the men's side, Elmhurst leading Milliken 40-35 down in Decatur tonight. Down in Rock Island, it's the Rock Island Vikings leading North Central 40-34 late first half. And at the half in Wheat tonight, Illinois Wesleyan leading the Wheaton Thunder 39-34. Aston Francis, the men's player of the week this week in the CCIW, as it very easily could have been Colin Lake with his 29 points against Oshkosh and 28 Saturday versus North Central, but it went to Aston Francis for Wheaton getting player of the week honors this week. Also for the Carthage Redmen, nice honor this week, as on the football side of things, the All-North Region team was selected this week. And it was Connor Calvert named to the D3Football.com All-North Region team. The only Redmond player to make that list this week. Calvert, a junior cornerback from Caledonia, Michigan. The first Redmond player to receive all-region honors since Tyler Funk and Brian Hipshin back in 2010. It's the 16th Redmond player to be so honored. He was a 2017 All-CCIW first-team defensive selection. Calvert led the Redmen this past season with 5 interceptions along with 21 tackles, 1.5 tackle for loss and 1 fumble recovery. Calvert helped the 11th ranked defense to holding opponents to just 258 total yards per game and was part of a secondary that recorded 24 picks this season. That 11th in the nation and tops in the CCIW this season. So congratulations to Connor Calvert, recipient this week of the All-North Region team as selected by D3Football.com. Very nice individual, very good and deserving individual of that award this week. 40-36, Redmond lead it here by 4 at the half. We'll pause, take another 2-minute break, back with second half action from the Tarble Arena. After this 2-minute timeout, you're listening to Carthage Redmond basketball on AM 1050 WLIP. Redmond lead it here at the break, 40-36. Teams making their way back out onto the floor for the start of our second half. Redmond and Lady Reds back home here on Tarble Arena floor this coming Saturday as they will entertain Augustana It'll be the Lady Reds and the Vikings at 5, followed by the Redmen and the 4th-ranked Augustana Vikings at 7 o'clock this Saturday night. Should be a great matchup. Should be a nice crowd on hand. Students, if you're around, you need to come on out. Free admission with your student ID for every Carthage home basketball game again this season. So come on out, support the Redmen and Lady Reds this Saturday night. If you're out and about, tickets always available at the door. $6 for adults, $3 for kids and senior citizens. 4th-ranked Augustana in the building here Saturday night. Minus Pearson Wolford, though. Wolford, one of their better post players, sustaining a torn ACL in the exhibition loss the Wednesday before Thanksgiving to Illinois down in Champaign. Rough one to take there. Redmond home Saturday, and then they're off until December 16th, a road game in Grand Rapids to take on Calvin College, and then the Redmen will head to Miami, Florida for a pair of games the week before Christmas, Monday, December 18th at Barry University. They'll take on Washington and Lee University, and on Wednesday, December 20th, Southern Vermont College, the opponent. These are teams that they were to have met down in Puerto Rico, down in the San Juan shootout, and again with the severe hurricane damage and the long-term recovery down there in the Puerto Rico, the tournament was canceled and moved up to Miami, and the teams that were involved were able to work out a nice deal and get some games in down in South Beachway down in Miami. So it'll be a nice week of surf and basketball and seafood. Yes, sir. Looking forward to that. We'll have both of those games down in Florida here on 1050 WLIP. 6 o'clock on Monday the 18th. 7 o'clock tip-off on December the 20th. Lady Reds, we got on our video stream, a nice job by John Voinovich. We're putting this together. We have live look-ins now on these crossover games on Wednesday night. Lady Reds at North Central tonight, leading their game at the half. Well, the Redmen have to do a better job on the glass, particularly on the offensive end. Only 2 offensive rebounds and a total of 14 caroms tonight, against a team that's -6 on the glass coming in, North Park, out-rebounding the Redmen 20-14. Vikings will start this second half with the basketball. Zuba, Lake, Reed, Kirby, and Woods for the Vikings. Thomas, Shazi, Cruz, Leiser, and Perry for the Redmen. Vikings going left to right here to begin our second half. Lake with it off to the left wing, picked up by Shazi, I should say. Nearly tied up. Got it back to Woods. Woods trying to get it back to Lake. Knocked away momentarily. Lake picks it back up. 12 to shoot. Shot blocked by Shazi. Kamal Shazi with a nice shot block that time on Lake. Redmen come away with it. Cruz now will set it up. Works it off to Shazi on the right wing. Back into Cruz. Turning, looking at Kirby. Now back Kirby down, spinning, going off the glass and in. Brad Cruz on the penetration on Kirby that time, low left. 42-36 Redmen. Billy Kirby with it, high on the right. Woods, top of the circle, left side, knocked away by Shazi again. Nice job. Leiser now outlets to Thomas. Thomas sprinting everybody back and blocked out of bounds, is getting over there quickly. Closing the gap that time was Aaron Reed. Shazi with a pair of steals that time for the Redmen. Gets it into Leiser. Back out to Thomas. To back into the point guard, Shazi. The Leiser working the perimeter. Now back inside to Perry. Back out to Thomas. Thomas for 3. That's a back heel miss. Long rebound hauled in by Zuba. Thomas, his shot not there just yet. Now Wood Backing down on the right block on Perry. Turning. Shot blocked by Perry. Picked up by Thomas underneath. Third block of the night for Brad Perry. Now gets it off to Weiser. Weiser now to Shazi. Up top to Cruz. Right side, Weiser. Back in the hands of Cruz with 15 to shoot. Thomas. Now reversing all the way around to Shazi. Inside Perry. Low right. Off balance shot. Couldn't get it to fall. It was a tough angle. He got behind the backboard. Still got that one away and it rimmed out. Vikings with another rebound. They've owned the glass here on the Redmen. Coming in. -6 on the boards. Zuba for three. In and out. Rebound Perry. He'll clear to Cruz. 42-36 Carthage. A little over 2.5 into our second half here in Kenosha. Shazi now to Cruz. Inside Perry, working on Wood. Turnaround shot with the right hand, good. Zuba tried to slip in for some help out defense that time, but Perry already had that ball above his shoulders and got it away. 11 on the night for Brad Perry. 44-36. Redmond keep pounding that ball inside. Lake now got around Perry and lays it up and in. Quick cat-like move that time around the big man Perry for the layup by Lake. 12 on the night for Lake. 44-38. Thomas driving in left side. Hangs and draws the foul. Drove in hard from the left side, trying to work the angle on Aaron Reed. Got him off the floor and was able to draw the foul. Second on Reed is shooting foul, so Thomas at the line for a pair. Free throw on the way and good for Jordan Thomas. Boy, he has been rock solid over his last 4 ball games. Second game of the tournament, St. Louis against Co. against River Falls. Illinois Wesleyan, the last 3 games especially. 23 versus Co. 28 against River Falls, and 16 against Illinois Wesleyan. Has 15 again here tonight. 2 for 2 at the line. Lead out to 8 now, 46-38. Lake again on the drive through. Kick out back to Kirby. Muffed it, now back inside Zuba. He lost control of it, taken away by Perry. Another turnover here. That's 8 turnovers now. Make it 9 for North Park. Thomas on the high drive, banks it in, and one more for Jordan Thomas on the flush through the right side, going high glass. Jordan Thomas. Foul will go on Moore. That is his first. Second on North Park. Thomas with 17. Make it 18 for the and one. 11-point lead now. 49-38. Timeout, North Park. Vikings will take the timeout with 16:29 to go here in this first half. It'll be a 30-second timeout. Today's game on 1050 WLIP brought to you in part by Advanced Motors. Get a 2-year maintenance program with any car you buy. By Armored Seal Coating. Check them out online, armoredsealcoating.com. And by Lou Perini's Gas and Groceries, offering home delivery, special cash prices on gas. Who wouldn't want their groceries delivered by Nick Perini? Is he delivered to Waterford? 43-34, Lady Reds are on top of North Central. Early third quarter down in Naperville. Just had a live look in for those of you on the video stream. Again, excellent job by John Voinovich getting that added to our always great video enhancements here. 49-38 Redmond. Vikings with the basketball. Lake trying to work his way around Weiser. Gets it up top. Moore for 3. That one's in and out, no good. Cruz with the rebound. Clears it out to Shazi. Shazi will walk it down. It's it to Cruz now, middle of the floor, guarded by Kirby. Swings right side Thomas. Thomas working on Lake. Got around Lake. Floats with the right hand and hits. Teardrop falls for Thomas. 20 on the night for Thomas. Following his 16-point performance against Wesleyan on Saturday. Again, in Baltimore, sidelined with that thumb injury. Redmond finding some offense here. Kirby now driving in right side, denied. Back up top to Zuba. Waiting to hand it to Lake. Lake now with 10 on the shot clock, way out near the center stripe. Lake now lost Weiser, fires the three. That one crawls off the rim, no good. Perry able to crash the boards for the Redmen. Redmen have closed that deficit now, getting out rebounded 22-20. Big possession here. Inside it goes to Perry, working on Zuba. Turnaround baby hook goes down for Brad Perry. That little right-hand baby hook for Perry. 13 tonight for Mr. Perry. Now Lake on the penetration. The kick to Kirby in the right corner. Penetrates, leans in over Cruz and hits. Kirby able to get around Cruz that time. 7 on the night for Kirby. A whistle and a foul. Lake that time fouling Thomas. Looking to draw a charge, and Andrew Williams not buying what Lake is trying to sell. Toby Merrick in now for the Vikings. Shazi on the right wing, gives it off to Weiser. Back to Shazi, little head and shoulder fake, driving, going over Merrick, couldn't get it to fall. Rebound Zuba. Outlets to Lake, down the right side with it. Let's feed into the corner, right side. They get it up top. Moore. Back out to Merrick. Merrick penetrates, left-hand scoop shot missing. Reed with the offensive board, but then ran right into Cruz. Knocked to the floor, no call. Thomas comes away with it. Thomas around Zuba, lays it up and in. 22 on the night for Jordan Thomas. 55-40. Redmen have built out a 15-point lead here in this second half. And now a turnover by North Park underneath as they lose control. And Carthage will get the ball back. Thomas with 28 at UW River Falls was a collegiate best for him, and he's working on 22 already tonight. 55-40 Redmen. Now we got to travel. Cruz trying to work his way around Kirby that time. Turns it over. First turnover of the second half by the Redmen. Now Reed with it up top. Gets it around to Zuba. More, I should say, to Zuba. And we got a inside to Lake, who was fouled, and he'll go to the line. Shooting 2. Lake working off that right block inside. Shazi trying to lose Shazi. Commits the foul, his second. First on the Redmen here in this second half, and Colin Lake at the free throw line. Lake now 2 for 2, just the second trip to the line tonight for North Park. 13 on the night for Lake. 5 of 15, but just 1 of 7 shooting the threes, making almost 4 threes per game. Makes both free throws there, 13-point deficit, 55-42. 13-10 to go in the second half. Sean Johnson in for Perry now. Works it up top to Shazi, now to Thomas. He's double-teamed. Kick to Weiser in the right corner. Weiser pulls up shooting, missing. Rebound Johnson on the offensive glass. Back to Weiser. Now to Thomas. Thomas works his way around, floats with the right hand and hits. Went around 2 defenders that time. Went around Moore and Zuba. Again, hit with that right-hand floater in the paint. 24 points now for Thomas. 57-42 Redmen. Zuba now. Had it knocked away by Shazi. Got it back to Lake. Lake for 3. That one's in and out. Rebound Shazi. Down quickly to Thomas. Thomas back out to Shazi. They'll pull it back out. Work some clock. 12:25 to play. 57-42 Redmen. Cruz now high on the right. Works it to Shazi. Now inside Weiser. Touch pass back out to Thomas for 3. That one is short. Long rebound. Tipped around. Who comes away with it but Brad Cruz. All 4 years watching Cruz play, he digs those out. somehow those 50-50s always go Cruz's way. Johnson now back out to Shazi up top. Thomas deep three straight on, got it. Jordan Thomas feeling it. 27 tonight for Thomas. 14 here in the second half. 60-42. Moore with it high on the right. Back up to Zuba. Brown to Kirby. Kirby trying to lose Cruz. Now leans in. Blocked by Cruz. Taken away by Thomas. Thomas now. One man to beat. Goes around. Lays it up short. Cruz on the follow-up. Tips it in. Flop by Toby Merrick. Was looking to take a charge. He just fell over like someone opened the window. And North Park will take another timeout. We'll take a break as well. The lead to 20 for the Redmen, 62-42, 60-second break on AM 1050. Carthage in the second half, 9 of 16, 1 for 3 behind the arc. They've built out a 20-point lead. Meanwhile, North Park just 2 for 11 here in the second half, 0 for 5 shooting the 3 in the second half. 62-42 Redmen. Kirby, Merrick, Gervey, Moore, and Olson in now for North Park, and the Redmen take it away here and bring it back across. Mason out there now with Poglace, Cruz, Johnson, and Thomas. Thomas with 27 here tonight, 14 in the second half. Mason around the Cruz screen, got bumped off his spot and was pushed by Billy Kirby. Cruz trying to step out, set that screen. Kirby fought his way through, made contact with Mason as he tried to make his dribble move back out to the center of the floor. Midway point of our second half. Redmen by 20. Johnson now works it around to Thomas. Jordan Thomas back to Cruz, now to Mason. 20 back to Cruz. Cruz now on the drive. 1 to shoot. Got it away. It counts. Oh, come on. Jerry Scherzinger calling the shot clock violation there. I thought Cruz got it away. Scherzinger waved it off almost immediately. Counts as a turnover, just the second one here in the second half, committed by the Redmen. Johnson fishes out the long rebound. And again, the cold shooting continues here for North Park. 2 for 13 now, 0 for 6 behind the arc in the second half. Poglace with it now. Elasi gives it up to Cruz. Inside Johnson, turn around. Too strong off the heel, trying to work his way over Olson that time. 6'5" freshman out of Plainfield. Driving in. Back out it goes for the 3, and knocking it down that time was Jack Gervey. That's their first made 3 here of the second half. 1 for 7 in the half. 6 for 20 in the game. 62-45. Johnson with it now. In the right corner, working on Olson. Got around Olson, goes hard, and flushes it home with both hands. Sean Johnson, the 6'10" freshman out of Chicago, Notre Dame, with authority around Olson. 64-45, steal out by Thomas. Thompson all alone will lay it up and in. A collegiate best 29 for Jordan Thomas. 66-45 Redmond. 8:40 to play. Merrick now works it around near side to Moore. Moore inside, flip over the left shoulder and in. Again by Gervey. Back-to-back buckets by Gervey. He now has 5. 66-47. Mason with it now. Try to lead it into Johnson again. Johnson going glass right side, lays it up and in. It's a clinic on the inside tonight by both the Redmond bigs. And a timeout taken here by Carthage, a 30-second timeout. So between Perry at 6'11" and Sean Johnson. Johnson, again, you recall, missed most of the first month of the season because of a knee injury. And now he's just starting to find his stride. He's averaging about 12 to 13 minutes a game. He is just now finding his stride. Each and every game getting just a little bit better. The combination that will be as the season progresses here for the Redmond inside. And if they continue to get that outside shooting, and again, getting the offensive play from Thomas, inside play of Perry and Johnson, all this with Keenan Baltimore due back in early January following a thumb surgery on that ligament on his right hand, his shooting hand. 68-47 Carthage. 8 minutes to go here in Kenosha. Merrick with it. Gets the return pass from Moore, working down the left side. Now back up top to Gervey. Now to Moore for 3 over Johnson. No. Rebound. Long one. Pogle's able to go up for it. Carthage, much better job on the glass here in this second half. Out rebounding North Park now 28-25. They were down 6 on the glass at the half. Punch out into the back court that time, trying to work it into Mason. Nice job by Merrick to deflect it away. Thomas now with 9. Thomas, the kick to the corner. Pogles out of the left corner. 3, got it. The Aussie able to hit from the left corner. His first points tonight. 3 for Pogles. 71-47. 7:10 to go. Now with it, Gervey through the paint. Dumped it out to Moore, back out to Merrick for 3, back iron miss. Cruz with another rebound. Brad Cruz tonight, 7 boards to go with his 10 points. Mason now gets around Merrick, goes up hard, counted and 1. D Money cashing in on the layup that time, getting around Merrick. Merrick with the foul. Nice move on a flash from the right side. Jelani Sankey in now for North Park. Colin Lake also checking back in for the Vikings. And now Moore will exit. And Jason Hines, a 6'4" senior out of Evergreen Park, Illinois, in for the Vikings. Mason to clean up the free throw, and hits. 74-47 Redmond. Held North Park to just 11 second half points here with 6.5 to play. Great job once again defensively. And again, you heard Bosco in the pregame as a foul on Johnson at time as he got off his feet trying to deny inside move by Hines. But the defensive effort really goes to Steve Jurkovic, who does all the scouting, does all the film study, sets up the scouting reports, set up that defense on Saturday that kept Bunnett and Knobloch from joining Brady Rose on that three-point parade that Illinois Wesleyan has. Brad Perry in now for Sean Johnson. Johnson getting a nice hand. Johnson exits with 4 points, all coming here in the second half. Hines' second free throw, missed them both. Rebound, tip to Cruz. 8th board tonight for Brad Cruz. 74-47, 6:20 to play. Mason now up top to Cruz. Around the right side it goes to Thomas. Thomas with a collegiate best 29 tonight. Now Mason, little head shoulder fake, pops from the top of the circle and hits. D money. That's money in the bank. 8 points now for Mason. (76-47). 29-point lead now. Now the ball stolen away as given up the dribble as Sankey. Thomas tied up, gets it back up top to Mason. Mason to Poglace, open three, right side, caroms off the rim. Cruz with an offensive board, tips it back out to Thomas. Thomas driving in left side, reverse layup right is good. 31 tonight for Jordan Thomas. 78-47. A laugher here in Kenosha. Vikings will take a timeout. The white flag going up the pole. 5:18 to play. We'll take a 60 break. 78-47. Redmond here home for Carthage basketball. AM 1050 WLIP. Other scores in the CCIW tonight. Elmhurst is leading Milliken 61-53. North Central and Augustana 53-49 Cardinals. And Illinois Wesleyan a 1-point deficit now to Wheaton 59-58 midway through the second half. 78-47, Redmond on top here as a three-point shot up and no good by Sankey goes out of bounds off of Cruz. Jordan Vetter now checking in for the Redmen. He'll replace Brad Cruz. Cruz will get a nice hand tonight. Short, one rebound short of a double-double tonight. 10 points and 9 boards for the senior Brad Cruz. Under 5 to play. Perry now trying to stick with Hines, and Hines, a little head and shoulder move on the right block, got around him for the layup and the foul. Jason Hines with a three-point play upcoming. Perry picks up the foul, his second, and the third team foul on the Redmen. Hines' free throw barely drew iron. Hit the bottom of the rim. Picked up by Vetter. Now TJ Best in there now at point guard, the freshman out of Wheeling. It'll be a good one. Side it goes to Perry. Perry had trouble corralling it. Knocked away, stolen away by the Viking. Lake down the floor. They'll fire up a three out of the right corner. That one is short. Rebound Vetter. Able to go after that loose ball and take it away from Hines. Redmond have picked up the rebounding here in the second half. 20-7 advantage on the glass here in the second half by Carthage. 78-49 Redmond. Kennedy in there now as well for the Redmen. Mike Kennedy, 5'9 junior. So you have Best and Kennedy at the guards. Vetter, Perry, and Poglace. Best for three, no good. Poglace with an offensive board. Able to take the dribble back up top to Best. Now around to Vetter. Vetter in front of Hines. The return pass from Vetter to Kennedy. Now left side to Poglace. Inside to Perry. Perry double team with it. Now working hard. Turns, baby hook with the right hand. Won't go. Ball tip. Vetter able to get another offensive board. 2 offensive boards on this possession for Carthage. Much better job on the glass here in the second half. Now they got collision inside and a foul. Foul's going to go on North Park. They guard Tengen. Tangen is 6'6", 210-pound sophomore from Oslo, Norway in there now for the Vikings. As Perry will come out. Dmitry Kastratovic will come in now for the Redmen. 6'6" junior out of Serbia. Kennedy with it now to the free throw line. And he will back the dribble off, now drives. Gives to Best on the right wing. TJ Best back inside to Dimitri. Dimitri lost control of it. Ball loose, taken away by North Park. Gervey down the floor. Gets it to the Tangen, and Tangen able to hit the fadeaway off the right block. First points of the night for Tangen. 78-51. Under 3 minutes to go. They're going to notch their second win in conference. This is exactly the start the Redmen needed. Kennedy now for three. Drops it in off the right wing. Mike Kennedy with the triple. 30-point lead now for the Redmen with 2:40 to play. Boy, with games on the road at Wesleyan, home against North Park, home against Augustana Saturday, Redmen needed to get 2 wins, post 2 victories going into the Christmas tournament down in Miami, feeling pretty good about themselves, and they will go to 2-0 in the conference here. As Pogalis with a deep 3, top of the circle, able to hit. Pogalis with 6. Boy, this sets them up so well now. They can pick one up off of Augie, give Augie a good run for their money on Saturday. As now Dan Messina, the junior, will check in for the Redmen. As Vetter will exit. Pogalis will come out. As on the steal now, coming down the floor is Best. He'll lay it up and in. TJ Best with the steal and the bucket the other way for the Redmen. I'm going to say Adam Radcliffe in there now as well. Garbage time here with 1:45 to play. Redmen just dominated this second half. Shut down North Park, 6 of 23 in the second half, just 1 for 13 shooting the 3 here in the second half by the Vikings. Make it 1 for 14, as getting inside for that rebound was Messina. And the rebounding here in the second half. They out-rebounded North Park here in the second half by a 24-8 margin. A whistle away from the play. by Triangle Flooring, Furniture and Appliance Center on Highway 50 and 39th Avenue, Kenosha. By Lou Perini's Gas and Groceries. By our good friends at Lynch Chevrolet of Kenosha. They're east of I-94 and Highway 50. Nobody sells for less than Lynch. S.J. Crystal's Menswear on the corner of 57th Street and 6th Avenue in downtown Kenosha. For the finest in men's fashions, it's always S.J. Crystal's Menswear. Mason's Eatery and Pub on Highway 50 just west of Green Bay Road. Don't be a chain eater, eat at Mason's. By Dave's American Discount Muffler, honest and dependable service, located on Sheridan Road in Kenosha. By Wingstop of Kenosha. And by Something Different, a sports fan's fantasy land, open 7 days a week until Christmas on 6th Avenue in downtown Kenosha. Coliseum Games on 60th Avenue and 75th Street, Kenosha. By Ruffalo's 2 Pizzeria and Family Restaurant on 45th Street west of 39th Avenue. And by Kenosha Nissan. Check them out online at kenoshanissan.com. A 9-0 run early in the second half blew open a 4-point ball game. Suddenly the Redmen up 15, and they put it on cruise control. They added one more big run midway through the second half, a 12-0 run that took them up to a 78-47 lead. Redmen led by as many as 37 here in the latter stages of this ball game, picking up the 88-53 victory over North Park. An outstanding second half offensively and defensively for the Redmen. Redmen blistered the Nets 19 for 31 in the second half, 61%. For the game, the Redmen finished at 54%, 34 of 63. Three-point shooting, 4 of 9 in the second half. For the game, the Redmen 11 of 24. And at the line, the Redmen went 6 for 6 in the second half, 9 for 12 in the ball game. Redmen also do a great job on the glass. They were -6 on the glass after the first half of play. They collect 26 rebounds here in the second half and out-rebound North Park 40-29. The Vikings with just 9 caroms in the second half. Defensively as well, Redmen shut down North Park. Vikings went 50% in the first half. Second half, Vikings were just 7 of 28, 25%, and 1 for 14 shooting the three. For the game, the Vikings 22 of 58, 37%, 6 of 27 behind the arc, 22%, and just 3 of 6 at the line. Redmen again getting it done on both ends of the floor. 31 tonight for Jordan Thomas. That's a collegiate best. Thomas 11 for 20 in the ball game. In the second half, Thomas was 7 for 11 shooting the ball. He was 4 for 8 behind the arc and 5 for 5 at the line. He scored 18 of his 31 in the second half tonight, played just 30 minutes. That's efficiency, folks. 30 minutes of play, 31 points tonight for Jordan Thomas. That is a collegiate best for Mr. Thomas. He joins 3 players in double figures. Brad Perry with 13 tonight, 6 of 10 from the floor, and Brad Cruz with 10 points. Cruz missing out on a double-double by 1 tonight. He had 9 rebounds in the contest. But really, the Redmen had their way. They got the outside shooting going. They got the inside game between the 6'11 Perry and the 6'10 Johnson going tonight. As Johnson with 4 points, Perry with 13, and really North Park did not have an answer tonight for those players, particularly Perry, who finished 13 points, 6 of 10 from the floor, and had 3 rebounds tonight. But it was the Jordan Thomas show yet again. Thomas now 31 tonight, had 16 Saturday night in the win over Illinois Wesleyan, and had 16 against River Falls, and 28 versus River Falls, I should say, and 23 against Co, going back to that second game of the tournament down in St. Louis. So Mr. Thomas has strapped this team on his back, picking up that scoring load left by Keenan Baltimore's absence as he continues to nurse that surgically repaired right thumb. Those of you watching on the video stream, we've got a live look in right now on the Lady Reds as they're in the latter stages of their game down in Naperville. They trail by 2, 70-68. So they're trying to pull out a win on the road at Naperville. North Central searching for their first win of the year. But for this, getting back to this Redmond team, they are just been efficient, particularly in this second half, and they dominated the glass in this second half. As I said, pulling in 26 rebounds here in the second half, 7 on the offensive glass in the second half to pull away here in this one. Points off turnovers, they forced 13 turnovers. Redmond get 22 points off those turns. Bench scoring, Carthage 25-14 as they blow apart North Park tonight, 88-53. Joined now by head basketball coach Bosko Jurikovic. And Bosko, that second half is about as efficient as you're ever going to get for 20 minutes of basketball.
We're playing good basketball right now. Our guys that have carried the load all year, Jordan Thomas and Brad Cruz, were good again tonight, and some of the other guys are starting to come along. Chassie's best game of the year by far. I thought he was exceptional.
Yeah, Chassis tonight with 9 assists to go with his 6 points, distributed the ball well.
And a very good job of defending Colin Lake.
Yes, he did.
Steve said something in the locker room which is clever but true. Adam Ratcliffe, to be complimented, did a great job the last 2 days of simulating Colin Lake at practice. So we had a pretty good idea, held them to 6 for 27. I think they were 5 for 13 in the first half. So all good stuff right now. Let's get ready for Saturday.
Efficient on the defensive end. I'm more impressed with that, Bosko. They go 7 of 28 in the second half. You held in a 25% shooting, 1 for 14 shooting the 3, and you collected 26 rebounds in that second half.
Well, there was something to be had. We didn't collect any in the first half. So there was plenty of them out there. Told our poor postmen that in the 40 minutes they played in the first half, their combined rebounding number was 3. So they had a few to get, and they did a better job in the second half. And let's keep moving forward. That's all I can say.
What was the difference there? Just you and I talk about it in rebounding. It's just effort. You just got to want to go in there and get it.
Well, that and the fact that they missed more shots in the second half, so there's going to be more rebounds to get.
Yeah.
And we knew at halftime we didn't play well. And I told them, I said, that's as poorly as we played all year long. I said, a team like North Park, one of these nights they're going to beat somebody. Because if you followed their scores, they were even with Oshkosh at the half, Oshkosh by 13. They were even with North Central, basically with 9 minutes to go, North Central by 17. They beat Chicago because they were able to pursue. They're a good basketball team. They're going to win the Sheriff Conference games.
Yeah, they are, and impressed with the defensive effort on Colin Lake tonight. He got 14 points, but those were hard-earned points throughout most of this ballgame. He took 16 hoists to get his 14 points.
Absolutely. Challenged the shots. He was 1 for 8 from 3. He really didn't have any wide-open looks. Fine player, one of the better players in our league. You know, anytime you can hold him to 5 for 16. The other night we talked about it with Rose. Rose got his 23 points, but Rose also attempted 24 shots. So as long as you continue to do that, good things are going to happen.
Your big man off the bench tonight, Sean Johnson, the freshman, starting to get more into the flow of things. 12 points and 4 rebounds tonight for Mr. Johnson. I thought he played well. I thought you saw some spark there of a kid starting to gain some confidence, particularly inside.
There will be a day. I don't know if it'll be this year, but there will be a day, and we'll all be talking about Sean Johnson. He is a ridiculously skilled big guy with good timing, great length, and he's going to be a really excellent player here in this building.
Thomas tonight with a collegiate best 31. I don't know what more words you can use to describe his play over the last 5 ball games.
He came in and had been a high school point guard. And he was in Northern Illinois for a couple of years. 1 year he played, 1 year he redshirted. So he comes here, and really we put him off the ball, and he had a good solid year last year. But this year he has taken it to a new level. He has really done a good job. He's shooting the 3 like he always does, but he's taking the ball to the rim. He's rebounding the basketball. He has just been an exceptional player for us.
And a workaholic shooting the ball. I can't remember a time when I've walked in this gym this summer, this fall, before practice started. He was in here shooting for 2 hours at a time.
We have a number of guys that like to get in the building and work, and that's very commendable. And the new toy helps. We got that shooting gun, and the guys really like that. They get into the building because you can shoot by yourself, get a couple hundred shots in your 30, 40 minutes, and go on about your business.
Bosko, the other thing tonight, too, was key. You protected the basketball, only 7 turns. I know that sits well with you, the fact that you don't give that ball away.
No question. That's always something that we've prided ourselves on, and this year is no different. And now we've got 2 days to prepare for what's going to be one heck of a game on Saturday night.
That is going to be one heck of a ball game with 4th-ranked Augustana in the building. They're just as good, if not better, than last year. And take a look at the scores here. They're up by 9 late in their game in Rock Island against North Central. Wheaton and Illinois Wesleyan, as we thought, going right down to the bloody end, 76-74 with about a minute left.
Awfully good basketball league, as it always is, and going to be a lot of those games. You remember how many close ones there were last year, and there's going to be a lot of close games again this year.
That's why it was so important when the schedule came out, Bosco, looking at these first 3 games to get off to a good start, to get 2 out of those 3 maybe. Now you've got a chance to win those first 3 games.
Well, if we don't win 3 now, we'll be very disappointed. There's no question about that. When the schedule came out, you didn't know that Jordan Robinson was not going to come back to North Park. So you thought you had Wesleyan on the road, always tough. North Park with Jordan Robinson, co-champ last year, and Augustana, co-champ. So you thought the schedule was pretty tough on the front end, and it still was, but we've got 2/3 of it done, and now Saturday comes, and it'll be here before you know it.
Should be a great matchup here, and again, that's in this building, 7 o'clock on Saturday night. And, boy, like I said, this last 2 weeks, this team has really rallied around itself here. Losing Keenan Baltimore with that injury, boy, you weren't quite sure what was going to happen. But as I said, Thomas picking up the scoring streak, the inside play of Brad Perry, now the inside play of Johnson coming in, getting his 12, 15 minutes a game. Everything's clicking right now.
Right now, everything's moving well. We're playing well. We're playing for each other, as I like to say, and now we just have to make the proper adjustments as we move forward and continue to stay tough, because it doesn't get any easier.
Certainly doesn't. Bosco, thank you so much for coming on
Johnny,
up.
thank you. We'll see you Saturday night. Thanks,
bet.
buddy.
You bet. Bosco Jurkovich joining us here in our post game. The Redmen posting an 88-53 victory over the North Park Vikings tonight, and they go to 2-0 in conference, 5-2 overall. 31 tonight for Jordan Thomas. That's a collegiate best. Brad Perry with 13. Brad Cruz with 10. Derek Mason chipped in 8, and 6 points each for Kamal Shazi and Jacob Poglis off the bench. 4 points for Sean Johnson. 12 minutes tonight. Johnson 2 for 4. He collected 4 rebounds as well. Also had a steal early in that second half as well. 3 points for Mike Kennedy, 2 points each, and 3 points for Steve Leiser, 2 points for TJ Best, 2 for Dan Messina, and Dmitry Kastradovic played, and Jordan Vetter played, did not score for the Redmen tonight. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, Colin Lake, only player in double figures with 14, Aaron Reed with 9, 7 each for Billy Kirby and for Jack Gervey, 6 for Dyron Woods, and 3 each for Matt Zuba and Matt Moore. 2 points for Jason Hines. Toby Merrick played, did not score. Jelani Sankey played, did not score, as did Rayshawn Jones and Scott Olson. Again, the Redmen win the rebounding battle tonight, 40-29. They were down 6 on the glass, 20-14 at the half. They get 26 boards in the second half to out-rebound the Vikings, 40-29. They forced 13 North Park turnovers, leading to 22 points, while turning it over just 7 times, leading to 9 North Park points. Redmond dominated the paint, outscoring the Vikings 40-24 in the lane tonight. But the big news tonight is the play of Jordan Thomas, a collegiate best 31, as he leads his team to their 5th win of the year, their 2nd in the league, by a score of 88-53. Lady Reds are in overtime down in Naperville, battling their way back. They were down by as many as 5 in that extra frame. They have now cut it to 1, 75-74, midway through that extra 5-minute session down in Naperville. We can get some other scores up real quick on our screen here on the men's side. I think some of them are about to go final. Let's see if we can get those on before we exit our broadcast here tonight. And that is with just over a minute left now down in Wheaton. The Thunder leading Illinois Wesleyan 76-74. 2 minutes to go down in Rock Island. It's the Rock Island Vikings leading North Central 71-62. And in Decatur tonight, it is Elmhurst. They're starting to pull away from Milliken now, 82-75 with under 5 minutes to play at the Griswold. Now, under a minute to go now in Wheaton, and Illinois Wesleyan is pulled in front now, 79-77 over the Thunder. Our next broadcast will come your way on Saturday night, as the Lady Reds and Redmen will play a doubleheader here against the Augustana Vikings. Our pregame on 1050 WLIP begins at 4:45. Tip-off at 5 for the Lady Reds. The Redmen and 4th-ranked Vikings will do battle at 7 o'clock here at the Tarble Arena Again, plenty of tickets will be available for you. You want to get here early to get a good seat here at the Tarble Arena. $6 for adults, kids and senior citizens $3. All students, staff, and faculty admitted free with their Carthage College ID. Should be a fun night, Saturday night, here at the Tarble Arena. My thanks to Jim Selovich, engineering our broadcast back at our Pleasant Prairie studios. My brother from another mother. Nice to have you on board, Jimmy. And for John Voinovich, producing our video stream here tonight at Carthage College, I'm John Weiser, wishing you a very pleasant good evening from Kenosha. Once again, the final score, Carthage 88, North Park 53. Until Saturday, have a great week, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Carthage Redmen basketball, heard exclusively on Kenosha's radio station, AM 1050 WLIP. Good night, everyone.